Hola everyone, my name is Bastian Hernandez. I am an animator, a 2D animator living here in Mexico City. So as you can see, English is not my first language, but I'm gonna do my best in order to um, teach you. So it's gonna be a little bit challenging for me, but I think it's gonna be fun and you will learn a lot here. So I'm recording this video in order to talk about the main aspects of the course. How are we going to work? What kind of materials and programs, software, and every kind of things, everything that we need in order to achieve the animations that you can see in my site, in my Instagram site, or also in my YouTube channels. Okay, so let's change cameras and explain what we're going to do. This is going to be the very first course that I teach in English. So I'm equally excited and terrified. And I'm going to give you all the information that you need in order to answer your most frequent asked questions. If you have more questions, please just send me a direct message via Instagram or send me an email if you prefer to do that, and I will be able to answer whatever you want. So first, I'm going to talk about who I am. I have been studying animation since 25 years or so. I started in the late 90s, exactly when it was the boom of the anime, the Japanese animation, Dragon Ball Z and Saint Seiya, all those animations. And the very first movies that I saw were Akira by Katsuhiro Otomo, Masamune Shirow with Ghost in the Shell, and Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind by Studio Ghibli. Well, it wasn't Studio Ghibli, but it will be Studio Ghibli later. So those were my very first influences. I didn't came with the influences by Disney or by anime per se. I was more interested in the feature film animation, Japanese animation, because I found them just very crazy and interesting. The themes, the ideas. It wasn't like child animation. It was something way deeper, and I really liked that. It hit me so hard. But it was impossible to learn animation here in Mexico. We didn't had schools that teach animation, and what I did was I studied fine arts in the university. I took also classes on film production and script writing and comics, manga specifically. I was publishing my very first manga at the age of 17, and then I was just participating in every single Japanese, manga animation or anime convention here in Mexico. And it was great because I was able to show the people the kind of ideas that were inside of me, and I loved that time. So at the same time, I was very conscient about the lack of knowledge in animation, not only by students, which is common, but also by teachers. Because actually, animation, of course, is very hard to find, especially 2D animation. Everybody talks about 3D animation because it's the industry standard, but 2D animation is hard to find and it's very expensive to learn. I ended up studying in Vancouver Film School in the program of classical animation, and that was like 19 years ago, something like that. And as you may know, it's really expensive. I'm still paying my loans, my student loans. So but it was worth it. It was really beautiful to be there because I was able to learn from masters who were in the industry at that moment, at that time. For example, my faculty director was Joseph Gilland, and he is the animation director, the special effects animation director, yes, from Lilo and Stitch and Land of Bears. What's the name? Tierra de Osos. I don't know the name in English. Sorry, Brother Bear. I think is the name of the picture in English, the original name. The thing is that it was great because it was people that came from the studio, walking to the school, to the faculty, and just teach. And it was amazing because at last I was able to talk to people that were really passionate about this, the same thing as me. a lot of the students were international students, so we need to learn a different language, take some kind of loan, student loan or something, in order to pay the studies and go to live to a different country, a beautiful country actually, but still very, very hard to do. And it was amazing. It was the best experience of my life at those times. So well, I have been working on the industry here in Mexico in different studios, and right now I'm working with 2 studios in Spain, and basically that's what I am. If you want to know to see my work, you can go to my Instagram page, and I post constantly the exercises, and actually the exercises I do, and actually those exercises you see are the same exercises I do with my students, and then I just finish them up and just post them in Instagram. So the kind of exercise we're going to do in this course is exactly the same kind you see in my page. Of course, you can do whatever style you like. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you like Disney style or cartoon or superheroes or chibi anime, whatever you want. It's okay. It's fine. The kind of level you need, the kind of skill, you need in order to take this course. If you can draw a sphere and a cylinder and connect them together, you can take the course. Because the idea is that we focus on movement. Timing is very important in animation, and is what I want to teach you. Drawing skills comes with time, with effort, with exercises and stuff like that, and knowledge, study. You have to study the anatomy of the human being and stuff like that, and you know that. But that can take a lot of time. But what I try to train is the people to be able to understand the movement, to see the flaws in the sequence they are building, and of course the procedure, the workflow, and the pipeline. How do you things? Where do you start? And how can you piece by piece start to understand and do at the same time movement in a beautiful way? Of course, we're going to check the 12 principles, the 12 fundamentals of animation, but there are a lot more of them. So we're going to talk about that, and we are going to try to understand every single one with the basic information, and step by step, we're going to be pulling up the difficulty every single time. So now, that's me. Now, you may be asking, what do I need in order to take this course? I'm in terms of software or talking about techniques, stuff like that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on paper. This is a light table, which I built myself, and I'm going to teach you how to build one. It can be a very, very simple one, just a piece of glass, some books, a lamp behind it, and there you go, a light table. And you can draw in traditional techniques. And actually, I really love to do that. You can see some of my traditional work in my page, in my Instagram page, and see what kind of things we do. So this is one of the things we do, but later we're going to use a software which is called OpenToonz. And the very, very good thing about that is the first thing is free. Second thing, it's amazingly powerful. This is the software that Studio Ghibli built in Italy, Italia, I was going to say. It has a lot of options, but I will take you by your hand, step by step, so you can work the step called rough animation, which is the main step when you develop the movement of the scene. So we're going to do that. And what else? The next software we're going to use, you don't need to use it if you don't have an iPad, but I really love to work on Calipeg. Calipeg is an application that it's very, very cheap. That's one of the very good advantages. And it's amazingly powerful. Is this one? You may know it already if you are in animation. And actually, you can see here my courses. What's the correct pronunciation? And this is just a very powerful software. You can do a lot of things here. And talking about drawing animation, now it's rendering and then it's running. There you go. Yay. So it's amazing. I love to work here because the iPad is very simple and it's very responsive and it's just lovely. But I also work in my Cintiq here, and I also do animation by pen and paper. Well, I mean pencil and paper. So You have a lot of options, a lot of options. What we are going to do in this course and the times and all that kind of things. The first thing is that this is an intensive course. We start on November 8th, and the classes are going to be given on the, let me see, 8 p.m. Yes, 8 p.m. to 9, 10, 11. 8 to 11, yes. 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10. So 3 hours. 3 hours, and we are going to meet on Tuesday and Thursday. So we're going to meet 2 days per week. And that's going to happen for the very first 4 weeks, starting on November. So we are going to end up on, let me check. We're going to start on 8, then 15, 22. We're going to end up in Thursday, the 1st of December. And that part of the course is every single week we do one exercise. I explain how to do it. I draw with you so you can see me draw at the same time. This is not going to be a format. You know those formats that people, we have already recorded the class and you just take it and then you ask question to the professor, to the teacher, and then he sends you feedback and stuff like that. Nope. This course, I like to draw with you. I like to meet you. I like to talk with you, because if you have some question, you can answer right away. And I can answer you in that same moment, and you can see me drawing that exercise and ask whatever you want. So it's working very, very good with my students, and I have been working with this kind of courses since at least 7 years. I have been teaching in universities since 15 years or so ago, and different other places, studios and stuff like that. And yep, that's basically how it's going to work. Now, after that first 4 weeks, we're going to take 4 more weeks. But because we are very near to the end of the year, what we're going to do is make a break. And that's going to be really good, because what we're going to do is have those 4 exercises, very polished, very beautiful, and then we're going to assemble a final project, which is going to be some kind of gag or very simple short film. I'm talking about maybe 20 seconds of animation, stuff like that, but it has to be good animation. I'm going to focus on give you the best feedback I can and the best experience that I have been assembling all these years in teaching and also in learning, of course, and doing experiments and all those kind of things. And yeah, that's basically it. And the idea is that you do something like, for example, if you see my announcements. I'm taking, for example, Milk and Mocha, those little cute bears, and imagine one of them, for example, maybe she's sleeping, and then he comes and he tries to kiss her, but then she surprises him and jumps, and he's scared. And that's it. That's the kind of project we are going to build, because those kind of characters are appearing in all kind of media, and you know it because you follow them. Maybe they are in Instagram, in TikTok, in YouTube, and they are doing very, very good because they are cute. They move nicely sometimes, and you can do that. You can really do that. You can develop your characters, and you can start a TV series in your own YouTube channel or Instagram, and it can do really, really good if you do it properly, and I can help you develop that. Okay, so that's how we're going to work. So in terms of hours, yeah, in términos de horas, yeah, talking about hours, is 3 hours, 6 hours per week for the first 4 weeks. And then, so that's 24 hours. And then we're going to take 4 more weeks. But that's going to be a little bit different, because we're going to meet on the first week of December, maybe the second. It depends on the group. If the group decides that we can meet at that time, it's okay. If not, we just meet the first week of December, just one class. 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, depending on the amount of students and the amount of feedback that I need to give. But it's going to be okay, because with every single piece of feedback, with every single review and stuff like the work that you are bringing to the class, everybody is learning. So it's still a continuation of the class, of the learning process. And then we can meet for the next 3 more weeks on the last weeks of January. So this is to have some kind of break, a recess, so you can relax, you can go with friends, you can do whatever you want, go to vacations, stuff like that, and or maybe just to keep working and make the best work you can. So we are actually working on November, December, and January. Although we are just, in terms of hours, they are like 24 the first block, and then we're talking about dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, kind of like 10, 12 plus hours, something like that. It depends on the amount of students. This course is going to cost $300, which you can pay via PayPal, or also you can use Binance, for example, to use some kind of BitCurrency. You can do that also, cryptocurrency, sorry. And the last thing, if you want to see me teaching in English, which is, yeah, it's a little bit of a pain, but it's I have to do it. You can take a free master class that I have in my Instagram bio. So you go to my page, you go to my bio, to the part where you see information and a link tree and stuff like that. You click it and you will see one in Spanish and one in English. The English one is from Bubbles, from the Powerpuff Girls. And you can take that. That's free. You can go to my Podia page, the studio page, and you can just log in with your credentials and your you can create a login, and it's free. So you can go take it, see how it is, what kind of lessons I give, what's my style of teaching, and if you like it, welcome. So I hope to see you soon, and yeah, see you later.